From the KBVR TV studio on the campus of Oregon State University, this is the Beaver Sports Show.
Welcome back to another edition of the Beaver Sports Show. The Beaver baseball team lost their first Pac-10 series of the year this past weekend as the USC Trojans came to Goss Stadium and upset the Beavers.
The golf team is looking to head to nationals for the second straight year as they headed to Tucson, Arizona for the NCAA Regional Championships this past weekend. Alongside me as always is Stella, and I'm Boon Kruger.
The USC Trojans traveled to Corvallis this past weekend to take on the Oregon State Beavers. OSU entered the series looking to get their 8th straight Pac-10 series win, and in Friday's opener, Sam Gaviglio took the mound for the Beavers and pitched a gem of a game as he picked up his 11th win of the season and guided the Oregon State to a 7-2 win over the Trojans. Oregon State also got big games from Jared Norris as he went 3 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs, and Brian Stamps as he got his first career home run in the 7th inning, which drove in Norris and Tyler Smith. After Friday's big win, the Beavers went into Saturday's game looking to get another series win. However, the Trojans had other plans as they jumped out to an 8-0 lead in the first inning. Sports Show reporter David Murphy has the recap from Saturday's game.
Oregon State came out in Game 2 versus USC, sending Ben Wetzler to the mound. The first inning was one to forget for Wetzler, as USC tagged the young pitcher with 5 earned runs before OSU managed to record an out. Wetzler lasted just a third of an inning, allowing 5 earned runs on 6 hits. James Nygren relieved Wetzler, and the Beavers eventually got out of the first inning down 8-0. After the disastrous first inning, the Beavers were able to settle down and hold USC scoreless from there. The Beavers started to show some life in the 4th inning. After 2 straight hits to begin the inning, Dylan Jones hit a sacrifice fly to net the Beavers their first run of the game. Parker Berberet followed Jones with a single to score another run, making it an 8-2 game. OSU swung the bat well all day, but bad luck accounted for some of their struggles as USC made some nice defensive plays to keep the Beavers in check. The Beavers scored another run in the 9th by way of a 2-out RBI single from Ryan Dunn. But it wasn't enough as the Beavers fell in Game 2 of this series Saturday 8-3. James Nygren allowed just 1 run over 7 2/3 innings with 2 Ks in relief of Wetzler, and Andrew Susak helped lead the Beavers offensively, going 3 for 4 on the day.
I think today's just a case of us being unlucky in that first inning and just getting unlucky at the plate. We hit a lot of balls hard, and sometimes that's how baseball goes. This game we battled hard, put up a lot of zeros. After that, can't ask for more out of the pen, and I thought we did a great job at the plate as well. We just, like I said, couldn't get lucky.
For the Beaver Sports Show, this is David Murphy.
The Beavers entered Sunday's rubber match with a must-win attitude as they tried to avoid dropping their first Pac-10 series of the year. Josh Oshitz took to the mound for the Beavers Sunday afternoon as OSU looked to improve on their #2 ranking in the country. Sports Show reporter Amanda Caraway has more.
The stands were filled as fans cheered to watch the Beavers baseball team play in their final game of the regular season at Goss Stadium. Ryan Dunn came up to bat against USC pitcher Logan Odom. Dunn hits up the middle to bring in a run for the Beavs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dunn went 2 for 4 hitting on the day. USC pitcher Logan Odom strikes out an OSU batter. Odom pitched 6 2/3 innings for the Trojans and allowed 5 hits and 2 runs on the day. The Trojan batter makes contact with the ball from pitcher Josh Oshitz for OSU, but can't get it past second baseman Tyler Smith as he throws it to first to gain their last out and end the inning. Ryan Dunn gets his 2nd hit and RBI of the day off a hit down the middle. The Beavers defense steps it up and gets their first double play of the game thanks to a nice play by Smith, Dunn, and first baseman Jared Norris. Brian Barnes has a great hit up the left field line, bringing home Brian Stamps for the Beavers' second run of the day. Stamps gets his one hit of the game on a nice shot down the left field line, earning him a stand-up double. There's an unexpected visitor in the 6th inning that refused to leave without a fight. This chicken, who had a VIP seat of the game in the outfield, brought some humor to the crowd. The Trojans would ice the game in the top of the 9th with a hit off pitcher Tony Bryant, scoring a run to make the score 4-2. OSU would be charged an error on this wild throw to first base. The Beavs would rally in the bottom of the 9th with 2 leadoff walks by Brian Stamps and Kevin Keyes. But the offense came too late for OSU, and Andrew Susak would ground out to the USC shortstop to end the game. The final score was USC 4, OSU 3. This was the Beavers' first weekend series loss on the year. Despite the loss, the players signed autographs after the game for some of Beaver Nation. For the Beaver Sports Show, this is Amanda Caraway at Goss Stadium. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Amanda. Boone, obviously, I think a lot of fans were upset this past weekend that the Beavers lost their first Pac-10 series of the year. I think we saw a little bit more uneasiness than we should have from the fans, and I know you mentioned earlier that the team handled it better than the fans did. What can they take out of this as they play Oregon this coming weekend?
Well, Pat Casey said after Sunday's loss that OSU really has to go back to doing the little things correctly, and that's what they didn't do against USC. And in Pac-10 baseball, any team can beat anybody. And OSU, yes, we've had a lot of success this year, been number 2 in the country. We're no longer number 2. We have a great record, but you still have to play baseball the right way, and they didn't do that this past weekend. And USC took advantage of OSU's mistakes and got runs on the board, and we all knew USC is a good baseball team. They beat Arizona State the week before, took 2 out of 3, so OSU just didn't really come completely ready to play this past weekend, and it cost them. And hopefully they can just bounce back from this and get their minds right and work on the little things this weekend or this week, because they have a huge series this weekend in Eugene in the Civil War baseball series against the Ducks, and the Ducks have they're going to be hungry for OSU, and they have a lot of momentum coming after they got that big win earlier in the year on a Tuesday night in Goss Stadium over OSU.
It is going to be tough to take that series at PK Park. Back to the USC series, I mean, they seemed probably the hottest team in the Pac-10. You said they beat Arizona State the week before. What was the biggest thing that plagued the Beavers? Was it pitching? Was it offense?
It was a combination of both. On Friday night, they got great pitching from Sam Gaviglio. Not a surprise at all, as he picked up his 11th win. They got the hitting, the 2 home runs from Brian Stamps and Jared Norris. But then on Saturday and Sunday, Saturday's game, Pat Casey tried to change up the lineups. He switched out Osich, brought in a different pitcher, and USC absolutely jumped on OSU in the first inning, scoring 8 runs. And it was over after that. OSU could only score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, so that comeback wasn't in order. And then on Sunday, they just couldn't do enough to get the win. They fell behind, they came back, tied the game, and then fell behind again, and they just weren't able to get the bats going. So it was a combination of both. On Saturday, there was no pitching, as well as no offense, but really it was the pitching that lost them the game on Saturday. And then Sunday, they just inopportune moment. They were hitting the ball, but they were hitting it right at the Trojans. Could
changing the lineup kind of on a whim have something to do with maybe messing up the chemistry a little bit there?
I'm not sure if it does. I think these guys are so close together and they're so tight that something like that isn't going to mess up the chemistry. I hate to question Pat Casey, because what he's been doing this year, he's been calling all the right shots. So this time it didn't go right. You can't really say that that's messing up the chemistry. But you'd like to see, looking back in hindsight, yeah, Josh Osich probably should have pitched on Saturday.
We had probably the best guy we wanted to have up in Sunday's game with 2 outs and Andrew Susak. Do you credit the USC closer for making him ground into the?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some fans were talking about how maybe Susak was messing up kind of the chemistry because OSU had been doing so well without him. But honestly, I think that's false. Susak, he's come in and he's hit the ball well. He's had a home run, I believe, in the Washington series. So this team, they just had a bad weekend. It was bound to happen. It's so hard to win every single series in conference play. And in Major League Baseball, the best teams, they have 65, 70 losses. And so they even lose a series. So OSU losing a Pac-10 series, it's not the end of the world. It's just crucial, though, at this time of the year as we're wrapping up the regular season and OSU is trying to get one of those national seeds. You know, they really have to get a sweep this weekend or definitely the series win against Oregon. And that's going to be a tough order for OSU because Oregon has a lot of confidence going off of the last time we played them where they went into Goss Stadium and they really beat OSU up and down the field. Were hitting the ball and had dominating pitching against OSU. So it's going to be a challenge for Oregon State, but I look for OSU to get the series win, hopefully the sweep, but I don't want to say that a national seed is out of question because I believe if OSU takes care of business this weekend, they'll get that national seed.
So should fans stop panicking? And
I said on my Twitter account that I'm glad that this OSU team has more mental toughness than the fans because the fans, it was kind of ridiculous that they were freaking out so much after a series loss. I mean, you and I have been talking all year, all baseball season long on our radio show, on this show, that a series loss in Pac-10 is going to happen sometime. We just didn't know when it happened this past weekend. And I would think that OSU, you'd rather lose 2 games in a series now than come regional play, super regional play, lose 2 games and then be out of the tournament. So get that out of the way. They're no longer worried about having that monkey on their back, and they can move on and take care of business this coming weekend and then in regionals and super regionals, hopefully.
What's your prediction as they travel to Eugene to take on the Ducks?
I'm not going to predict anything. I don't want to jinx this team.
You've been bad all year, so we'll just leave it at that. We're going to take a quick break here at the Beaver Sports Show. When we come back, we check in and see how the golf team did in Tucson, Arizona.
The wrestling team got back to their winning way.
So what's next for Calvin Haynes?
Where we show the world watching the Beaver Sports Show on KBVR.
The men's golf team was headed to warmer weather last weekend as they traveled to Tucson, Arizona to compete in the NCAA Regional Championships. They entered the tournament seeded 8th and hope to be the first OSU men's golf team to earn trips to the Nationals in consecutive years. Led by the hot shooting of Alex Moore, the Beavers stunned the field in Tucson. But could they pull off a trip to Nationals? Derek Sproul has more.
Thanks, Rick. The Oregon State men's golf team shot its best round at the NCAA Arizona Regional on Saturday to finish in 7th place, while junior Alex Moore finished 2nd after shooting an even par 71 in the final round at the Omni Tucson National Golf Resort in Tucson, Arizona. The Beavers shot a 4-under 280 on Saturday and got consistent play from every player with freshman David Fink and sophomore Nick Sherwood, each firing a 2-under 69. Junior Johnny Matamochi and Moore shooting an even par 71 and junior Casey King finishing with a 1-over 72. Oregon State finished the tournament with a 3-under 284, 285, 280, totaling 849. Just 5 strokes out of the coveted top 5 positions. Moore, who entered the final round with the clubhouse lead, had 3 birdies and 3 bogeys on the day to finish the tournament with a 7-under 66, 69, 71, totaling 206. Matt Hansen of USC Davis shot a 3-under 68 on Saturday and won medalist honors with a 9-under 64, 72, 68, totaling 204. Moore finishes the year with a 70.74 scoring average, the second lowest in Oregon State history to the 70.31 of Diego Velasquez posted last year. Moore had 5 top 10 finishes this season, including a tie for first and 2 ties for second, and also shot the lowest round of golf in school history, a 9-under 63 at the Oregon Duck Invitational. Every player on the roster, with the exception of Moore, was making their first appearance at the NCAA Regional and got valuable experience heading into next season. Fink finished tied for 16th with a 1-under 72, 71, 69, totaling 212. Sherwood was tied for 25th with a 1-over 71, 74, 69, totaling 214. King, who had a 5-over 75, 71, 72, totaling 218, tied for 45th, and Matamochi had his best round on Saturday, finishing a tie for 61st with a 10-over 77, 75, 71, totaling 223. The Beavers conclude their 2010-2011 season with 5 top 5 finishes, including 1 second-place finish at the Pacific Invitational and 2 third-place finishes at the Cabo Collegiate and Alistair McKenzie Invitational. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Derek. Johnny Matamochi and David Fink covered the men's Pac-10 golf championships and are going to give us another inside look to what it was like on the road for the OSU men's golf team.
Good morning. It's practice round day. Today we're going to have a little change of plans because the rules are that we can't hit more than 1 ball off the tee and into the greens on this course in this regional tournament. So Today we're playing for score. We can practice around the greens and stuff, but our coach has made up a game. It's called the Stableford kind of way of playing, and basically the winner of today gets to pick dinner, and the loser gets to, well, let's just say the not as much winner, because no one here is losers, but last place gets to clean the team's shoes. So we're going to have some fun today. So we finished our practice round day today. The not so winner happened to be Johnny and Alex tied, but I haven't seen you clean any shoes yet. Should I go get mine or what?
Guys haven't given me any shoes yet. I'll clean them when I have to, but we had a really good day today. It was a lot of fun. Me and Alex didn't even play that bad. The team played really well today, and we're looking forward to a great week for a good day today, and hopefully things will go well. 2 more days after this, so it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're looking forward to it.
All right. Well, it's been the first day of competition. We didn't start off great. The first 9 holes we played 10 over as a team, and the second 9 holes we played 10 under. So we definitely showed that we have the ability to beat anyone out here.
Day 2 has come. It's Friday morning, 6:54 a.m. to be exact. Just ready to go out and eat some breakfast. Tied for 7th going into today. 3 shots back of 5th is where we need to be to go to nationals. So we're right there. Like Dave said yesterday, really not very good front 9, really good back 9. It was the best 9 in the field. So we know we can do it right there.
Alright, Beaver Nation. Well, we have one day tomorrow, and usually every night so far we've gone me doing the interviews, so we're trying to change it up because we find ourselves a couple of strokes back of where we need to be to qualify for nationals. So we said, you know what the heck, let's have me and Johnny both be on camera right now.
Yeah, we're 4 shots back of 5th place, which is where we need to be to get into nationals. We're sitting pretty good, I think. We practice all year, we play all year to get to this point, to get to have a chance for nationals, and we can't really ask for any more. I mean, I'm sure we'd like to be in a spot right now, but 4 shots, 4 scores for each team. It's 1 shot a person.
What's up, Beaver Nation? So season's done. You know, regionals didn't go as well as we thought it would. We fought back the last day. We had our best round, 400 the last day.
Mm-hmm. It was our best round in a while, and like Dave said, we're really disappointed, but just gotta work for next year now, and I had fun with the guys all year. I know Dave felt the same way, and it was a good year. It was a fun year, just we wanted one more step, so we're gonna work towards that.
I mean, we got the same 5 guys coming back, so basically 5 starters coming back with 3 or 4 incoming freshmen. And you know, it can only get better from here, and it pumped me up. Today when I was going to class, not having golf for the day, not having practice or workouts, it kind of just made me, you know, get pumped up for next year. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I just want to thank all you guys for watching this too, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a good run.
Yeah. So
hey, it's Saturday morning. 6:21 is the time. I played at 7:30. We're excited for today. This is what, like we said yesterday, this is what we play golf for. This is why we love the game so much. It's going to come down to 18 holes today to keep our season going. We're 4 shots out of a national spot. So we're going to go out there today and play fearless. That's the goal anyway, and go low, because that's what we're going to have to do.
Stephanie McGregor, a junior on the Oregon State gymnastics team, was recently recognized to the COSITA Academic All-District 8 Women's At-Large First Team. With more on this story, here is Sports Show reporter Shelby Anderson.
We here at the Beaver Sports Show would like to congratulate Stephanie McGregor of the women's gymnastics team for being recognized on the COSITA Academic All-District 8 Women's At-Large First Team. McGregor is a junior here at Oregon State studying bioengineering through the Honors College. McGregor was an important part of the lineup that took first in the nation on the uneven bars. She has also been a key member of the vault lineup for the past 3 years. Earlier in the year, McGregor was named a Pac-10 All-Academic First Team member for the second year in a row, as well as a two-time NAC GCW Scholastic All-American. She has now been placed on the national ballot for the Academic All-American team that will be announced in June. Congratulations and good luck.
Oregon State University is set to break ground on a new track and field facility the Tuesday after graduation, June 14th, in the parking lot of the OSU softball complex. Athletic Director Bob DeCarolis, along with head cross-country and track and field coach Kelly Sullivan, and OSU President Ed Ray, among others, will be in attendance during the celebration of the construction's launch. If you're interested in attending this event, visit campaignforosu.org/track by Tuesday, June 7th, or contact the Beaver Athletic Student Fund. The groundbreaking ceremony takes place on Tuesday, June 14th at 4 p.m.
We are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we return, Rick Stella will sit down with former OSU cornerback James Dockery to talk about his time at OSU and his future, hopefully, as an NFL shutdown cornerback.
Hey, this is Amar Starks from the OSU men's basketball team, and you're watching the Beaver Sports Show on KBVR.
Welcome back to the Beaver Sports Show, and tonight we are joined by a special guest, former OSU cornerback and NFL hopeful James Dockery. James, thanks for stopping by tonight.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I just have to congratulate you on a great OSU career here. You're a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I know a couple of games this year, those game-ending interceptions were some of the most amazing thing I've seen this season as far as football goes. What is playing for OSU during your time here meant to you?
I mean, it's meant a lot. You know, my big thing coming out of high school is I wanted to go to a school and help build back tradition. You know, coming to Oregon State, I knew that they had some rough years, you know, previously in football before, you know, my era, and I was just anxious to get back to get to a Pac-10 school and just help rebuild the image and bring back some tradition. And I think over my course of my career, we were able to do that.
What was, do you think, the best moment in your career here playing corner?
You know, the best moment for myself was also one of the worst moments for myself. I would have to look back to 2008 when we upset at USC. Unfortunately, you know, I had a knee injury and I wasn't able to take part in that game. And just having to get escorted out of the stadium about 2 minutes before the game was over because they didn't want me to get trampled while I was on my crutches, and having to watch that scene of everybody running to the stadium from the top of the stadium, you know, and not being able to be a part of it or celebrate, you know, that was hard, but it definitely filled me a lot more.
Yeah, it still meant a lot to you to even watch it from up there. I mean, you could tell, even I'm sure, even though you weren't out there, the guys were probably really excited. You could just kind of feed off of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Are you impressed with your career here at Oregon State? I know that this past season you guys might not have ended up the way you wanted to. You ended up 5-7. You had some really close games. Are you impressed with like your entire career here at Oregon State?
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with my career. Just, you know, like I said, you know, I had an injury circumstance, so for me to be able to come back and start every game in my career after an injury was, you know, something that I'm proud of. You know, definitely, you know, been to 4 bowl games. You know, pretty much had every year I was here, we had a winning season. So those type of things, you know, a lot of players don't get to experience in college. You always want to go out on a great note as a senior. But I learned a lot through this year, even through losing. I learned a lot, and I think that's going to help me, you know, in my career because every year is not going to be a year that you're going to win. So it was important for me to know that now.
What was your relationship like with the coaching staff? I mean, did you get along well with Coach Riley and everyone else on the coaching staff?
Yeah, I got along really well with you know, coaching staff. Our coaching staff is really down to earth and pretty much straightforward guys. So, and that's how I am too. So it wasn't you know, too much. You know, at times they get on me a little bit because you know, I'm a vocal leader, and you know, sometimes I might go a little far with things I say to my teammates or even sometimes to my coaches. But they know it's just in the spirit of, you know, I really love to win. I really love to compete, and I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, I was a captain this year.
With you, Jaquiz, Pyatt, Gabe Miller, you know, do you think this is the most star-studded OSU football team we've had in a while?
I mean, I don't know. I leave that up to the fans. You know, we definitely got Quiz out there and Steven and, you know, Gabe, and, you know, I can put myself in there. So, you know, I like our group. I like our personalities. I like Quiz's, you know, tenacity on offense. You know, I like Steven's, you know, imposing presence out there, and you know, I like to have fun out there and chirp at you a little bit. So I mean, you got to go back to the year where we had, you know, about 7 guys go to the NFL, 08, but you know, I think this was definitely pretty star-studded.
So the NFL is obviously mired in kind of a lockout right now, yet you remain hopeful to kind of contribute to a team's success next year. What's been going on through your head through this whole lockout process?
Just a lot of stuff. Obviously I was disappointed in not being able to get drafted. I felt like I had a strong career here, playing in one of the best conferences. Going up against NFL caliber receivers. But everybody has a different path, and my path is going to be a little bit different. But so far I've just been, in Corvallis, working with Brandon Sprague and doing some internships with some broadcasting, and so that has been fun to be able to take my mind off football for a little bit. But I've been working out 6 days a week. Eating right. I'm the biggest and the strongest and fastest I've ever been, so I'll be ready.
That was my next question. I was going to ask, have you been leading some sort of workouts that kind of get you ready in the event that there is an NFL season next year?
Yeah, I've been working out, quizzes in the weight room all the time. Gabe's in there, I'm in there, Aaron Nichols, Demola Adeniji, so we've had a good core group of guys since Pro Day, and since season ended, that came back after our, respective training sites, and, just been staying after it.
Have you guys been pushing each other to
Yeah.
kind of like just get, stronger, faster, and better than you guys ever were here?
Exactly. It's just always, it's crazy how much you learn even after the little bit of time that you have off away from, your school and your comfort zone. And, I could tell by all of us coming back and everything that we've learned over the past, 4 or 5 months in training, just to be able to bring it all together in the same facility is definitely been, exciting to see people just reach, personal records in the weight room.
You mentioned the NFL draft, and I'm sure that, getting your name called on draft day was something you had to have heard. But does that make you strive to be better now that you didn't get called, and that when you get out there, you're going to show that some of the guys who did get drafted, you want to be better than them, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's just, how I am anyway. It's just, that was just another thing I could use, to have competitive fire, another thing I could use to, keep working hard. It was definitely disappointing, especially because I got 3 calls on draft day. So every time you think somebody's calling your phone, you think that's the one. And for it not to be, it's a feeling that's still, it's not going to sit too well with me. And, the only thing I can do about it is just take the most of the opportunity that will come after this lockout.
Have you had any contact with teams? I mean, I know that you can't now, but, maybe right after the draft you may have had contact. And is there a team that's like kind of on top of your list?
Yeah, I spoke to 3 teams on draft day, Jacksonville, Baltimore, and St. Louis, and all of them seemed interested, and it was talk that they were going to take me that day. Whatever, it didn't happen, it didn't work out. But if I had to say, my top 3 teams that I'm looking at right now would probably be Jacksonville number 1, Tampa Bay number 2, and then Indianapolis and Minnesota tied up for number 3. So.
Nice. That has to be pretty exciting. What's your plan if there is a lockout? I mean, you said you've been doing some broadcasting stuff. I mean, you're going to go down that road?
I mean, I would like to. I had a lot of experience, with that this year and in my years at Oregon State, just, addressing the media and, I did my little thing with Jim Rome and stuff, just being exposed to it this year and, having a little bit of success with it, really made me start thinking that this is something that I may be interested in doing, especially, I love sports and I'm not really ready to leave the, the sports field anytime soon.
Exactly. What was it like working with Jim Rome? I remember seeing that piece and it, it put a smile on my face. It was funny to see you guys doing that.
It was cool, man, because, Jim Rome is not really known for, pats on the backs or compliments. He's kind of the villain of the sports media world. And just growing up watching ESPN for years and, being able to work with Jim Rome was definitely something that, I always remember. It was fun. His crew, his staff, very professional, and they made it really easy for me to do that.
Are you able to get out there with the team this year as they're rebuilding and kind of work with them, or can you not get out there and practice with them?
I went out there a couple times, during the practice, but those guys are busy, from the morning to the end. And, I kind of took a back step a little bit because, this is their time to shine, their time to, step up and make plays. And, I can only be out there and, tell them so much. I try to work with them in the film room if they have any questions like that. But, Brandon Harden, Lance Mitchell, 2 experienced guys in the secondary, they're good leaders this year. And any of those questions that those young guys have, they can answer them.
Now, you guys, obviously, football is seen as, one of the top sports here at Oregon State, yet we have a pretty good baseball team right now. Are you getting behind some of the other teams here at Oregon State and showing them some support?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite team on campus is gymnastics,
Nice.
So I always, when I can, go to the gymnastics meets. When I was training, I even went to one in Arizona State when they were out there. So that's my favorite team personally, but I've definitely been, following this Beaver baseball run that we have going, and, I've been getting a lot of Brandon's been giving me a hard time, because I haven't been jumping on the bandwagon like everybody else. But yeah, I'm proud of those guys, and they're playing well, and I hope them the best. Hopefully, they can bring home another national championship.
Thank you, James, for stopping by. Good luck at the next level. Hopefully, we'll be watching you play every Sunday in the NFL. We're going to take a quick break here, but stay tuned for more of the Beaver Sports Show. We'd just like to thank James Docker for stopping by the show tonight and giving us that great interview. We wish him the best here at the Beaver Sports Show as he moves on to the next level in the NFL. Let's talk some OSU football just real quick. I know we talked about this during the spring game, but there's a lot of question marks surrounding the OSU team this year. I wouldn't doubt that they're projected to be kind of in the cell in the Pac-10. What are your views of the team this year?
There's a lot of question marks, like you said, and my guess is that they'll be predicted to finish maybe 9th or 10th in the Pac-12 for this upcoming football season. But really, it's all going to start with the offensive line and how they do with run blocking and pass blocking. That's really going to be the success for OSU. So if they can get strong offensive line play and the defense can be, at least consistent to somewhat solid, it's going to be a real challenge for OSU, though, as they have to travel to Madison, Wisconsin to take on the Badgers, who played in last year's Rose Bowl. So it'll be a challenge for OSU, but I believe they will go bowling. I think this team has the talent. They just have to put it together. And yes, the loss of Jaquiz Rogers hurts. And the question mark is, is James Rogers going to come back? If he comes back, I think OSU's offense will be just fine. It'll be a little bit harder, if he doesn't come back, though.
Less than 100 days left until college football season. How excited are you?
Very excited. I posted on my Twitter account, 100 days left. So I wish the football season started tomorrow.
Countdown begins. Well, that is all the time we have for you here on the Beaver Sports Show. I just want to thank Boon, Kruger, and everyone here at the Beaver Sports Show. This is my last show. It's been an incredible 2 years here in production, and I couldn't have done it without everybody here at the show. Yep. So I want to thank Boon, everyone here at the sports show. To all the seniors, good luck with whatever they are doing here, and to everyone else sticking around, I hope you guys have as much fun next year as I know me and Boon had the last 2 years here. And to our viewers, have a great summer. We'll see you back here next fall once college football starts. Make sure to check out the Beaver Sports Show again next fall to get all of your up-to-the-minute stats and all you need to know about the upcoming sports season here at Oregon State. On behalf of Boon, Kruger, and everyone here at the Beaver Sports Show, I'm Rick Stella. Have a good night, and we will see you back here next year. Good evening, Beaver Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Beaver Sports Show. The Beaver baseball team was in action this past weekend as they took on the Cal Bears as they came to Goss Stadium to take on the number 3 Beavers. The gymnastics team year in and year out seem to always crack the top 10 in national rankings, and this year is no different, sitting at number 6 after. Welcome back to the Beaver Sports Show, and tonight we have our Beaver athlete interview returning to the show. The men's golf team is also heading to postseason play as they received a berth to the NCAA tournament, which kicks off this Thursday. That's all the time we have tonight with Keith. I want to thank you again for stopping by, and good luck this year. Everyone's going to be watching, I know.
Thanks, man.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, there's going to be more of the Beaver Sports Show after this.
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Alongside me, as always, is Boon Kruger, and I'm Rick Stella.
We're like a Generation X Boon and Rick.
The annual spring football game was played this past Saturday, and entering the spring, there was a lot of question marks surrounding the upcoming football season. Who would take over for All-Pro running back Jaquiz Rogers, and who would fill in on the D-line now that Stephen Pye had gone pro? Game day. My name is Rick Stella from the Beaver Sports Show on KBVR. I'm reporting for ESPNCollegeGameDay.com. I sound like a complete asshole. Congratulations to Alex Moore for finishing second individually in the Pac-10 tournament. That's all the time we have for you today at the Beaver Sports Show. Make sure to check out the Beaver baseball team this weekend as they take on Cal at Goss Stadium here in Corvallis. On behalf of Boon, Kruger, and everybody here at the Beaver Sports Show, I'm Rick Stella. Have a good night, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.
Nice. Do you need a tissue?